Hello, and welcome to another edition of Delta Media Group's Tech Tuesday. So today I have plans. Well, first of all, it was Thanksgiving last week. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I had a pretty good one. I ate too much. That I'm pretty sure is what the holiday is for, so it worked out pretty well. So anyway, on this episode of Tech Tuesday, we are going to go back into the saved search system. We've done videos that have kind of gone over what the saved searches and stuff have done before. But we've added some new features to it, so I just kind of wanted to get into it again and give you another look at it and see what we've changed. So basically, to give you kind of a background of what the Save Search platform does, or the Home Finder system, is a customer can come to your website and create an account and then run a search for the kind of properties they're interested in, and they can save that search. And then as long as they have chosen to receive email notifications, what the system will do is every time a new listing comes on the market that matches their search criteria, it'll send them an email letting them know that this new listing has come on the market. It can also do that based on an interval, so it can send them one shortly after a new listing comes on the market, or it can send one out as like a daily email. So just every day, if any new listings came in during that day, it'll send them an email that shows them all those listings. They can also do weekly, so just once a week, it sends them out an email that has any of the new listings that came on the market matching their criteria that week. So that is what it does. And as far as ways to set it up, either the customer can come in through your public website and they can save a search, or you can go in through their own DeltaNet and you can find your customer and you can add a saved search to them. And that is what we are going to go over. So into the DeltaNet. It's like magic, right? So here we are on the welcome page. I am going to scroll down to the Customers tab and click on Customer Center. And here I am going to go ahead and pick one of my customers. Let's find somebody with an interesting name. There are a lot of fun names on this test site. Most of them just say test. All right, so here's our customer, and I just clicked on their name on the Customer Center page. And that puts us on their customer profile page in the DeltaNet. We've gone over this page before. I mean, this is where you can edit their contact information. You can add notes about this customer as you correspond with them. You can add to-dos or reminders to let you know when to follow up with them, things like that. But down here in the Save Searches and Market Watches section, you can add a saved search. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add a Saved Search. We can now choose to do it by radius or by market. So in this case, I'll click on radius just to show you what it looks like. You just get a map here, and then you can grab this little circle and center it wherever you want it. And then we can grab the edge of it here. There we go. And shrink it down just to cover the area that you want to be encompassed by this search. You can also center this map on address. So see if that's good enough. There we go. So that centers it on an address. And then you can expand that circle to encompass, whatever area you want. So if there's a specific address, even say, where they work, and that they're looking for a place that's within 5 miles of where they work. You could actually center this map on where they work by address, and then you can just extend this circle out to 5 miles. That's only 2 miles. A 5-mile radius is actually kind of big. There we go. So now that would encompass all properties within a 5-mile radius of whatever address you chose. Once the map is set up the way you want it, you just click on Next, and that takes you over to the set of extended settings for this. So we'll close out of that, go into Add a Saved Search. Now to do it by market, it is roughly the same, only when you click by market, it takes you straight to that page, only the first field. Instead of this market being determined by the map radius, you can just type in the name of a market. And by market, that could be a city name, could be a school district, a zip code, a neighborhood name, just anything we're getting data for. So let's type in a city name and pick one, and there you go. So from here, you can go through all these settings, and you can narrow down their search criteria. So you've got price range here, beds, baths, property category, just all the really standard search criteria you would use by. So You don't get super in-depth or super refined with these options, but it'll generally get you in the ballpark of what they're looking for. And that's kind of what this interface is for at this point, just a way that you can go in here quickly and easily make these changes. So the other thing you'll want to do is once you've filled out all the criteria the way you want it, or the way the customer wants it actually, you'll go down here to email notifications, and they're off by default, which means that this search will run and it'll be saved to their account. And if they log in, so go to your website, log into their portfolio or their Home Finder account, they'll be able to find this search and run it to see the listings, but they won't actually get any email notices when new listings come on the market. So if we turn those on, you can see that that opens up a handful more options. So the first thing this does, and kind of its primary function, is that any new listing that comes on the market, it'll send an email to the customer. You can determine the frequency with this Send Updates dropdown. So instantly, every day, every 2 days, basically what this determines is how often the system will check for new listings. If it finds them, it then sends the email. So if you set this to every 4 days the system will basically run this search on behalf of the customer. If it finds new listings, it'll send those listings to the customer in an email. Now the new feature we have added here is this Send All First option. What this will do is if you turn this on, the first email that this system sends out, instead of including just the newly added listings, will include all of the listings that this search criteria returns. That way, the very first email that goes to the customer will have everything on it, since the idea is if you have set this up for the customer, on their behalf through the DeltaNet, then they didn't see the initial set of search results. So by checking yes here, that ensures that that whole initial set goes to them in the first email. That way they can look through all of them the first time, and then from that point forward, it'll just send them any new ones it finds. And then lastly, you can determine whether or not it will send an email that contains open houses. And that just sends out a weekly email that includes any listings that have upcoming open houses that match this search criteria. So the open houses don't match the search criteria. The listings match the search criteria. So once you have this set up the way you want it, just go down here and click Done. And there you go. So here is our search with all of our search criteria. Now the second new feature we've added to this system is you can now run this search right from here. So you can click on Edit to change the criteria of this search. You can delete the search if you want to remove it. But you can also click on Results. We'll see how this looks. Oh, my login's failed. So we'll have that on a demo site. But what that will do is if you try it on your site, it will log you into the customer's portfolio account. At least I believe it'll log you into the customer's portfolio account. Basically, it'll take you to your website and run that search on your website so that you can see all of the listings that that search currently returns. So that allows you to view all those listings. Now the other thing you can do with saved searches, there's something weird with my screen, there we go. So the new features we've added here are nice because it's, allows you to send all those initial listings, and it allows you to view the results from right here, just a quick way to jump to those. But this system doesn't include all of the possible search criteria at this point. So we do have a project in place to add more of that, but for now, if you want to create a more robust search for your customer, you can click this Log into Portfolio button, and that logs you into that customer's portfolio account. And you can see this time it logged me in correctly. So right here is that saved search. And if I were to run this from here, it'll run in a new window. It's going to think about it. And there we go. So when you click that Results button from the DeltaNet, it should take you into this page where you'll see all the search results. Now, as far as the portfolio account, so now that I'm logged into this customer's portfolio account, I can actually use the resources on the public website to create a saved search. So one option I have for that is I'll just go Buyers and Property Search. And I can use the quick search, I can use all of the filters here now. So everything that's available on this page I can use to create a more specific or a more finely tuned search for the customer. We can choose from property categories, if we know they're also interested in land listings, for example. We can enter their price range, beds, baths, all that stuff was already available through the DeltaNet. But then we also have these options under filters. So any of these additional checkboxes, only listings with photos, only listings with upcoming open houses if we want to send them just kind of an open houses email. So that is what that is all set up for. Now the other thing you can do or I should say first, once you have the search set up the way you want it to, you just click this heart, and then you choose what you want the frequency of this search to be, and these are the same options that are in the DeltaNet, and you click Save, and that will save the search to their account also. Now, the other thing that is nice that you can do from this page is you can switch this over to Map View. So if you know a specific area that you want to cover, so let's say there's a very specific kind of a subdivision or a neighborhood that you want to cover, you can use the map search here, and we can click this little pencil with a box around it. And now we can draw a polygon. There we go. Just drew a box around a hospital. Actually, I don't think that's a very good neighborhood. But once you finish drawing your box, you can now save this search, and it'll have all of your other criteria on it, anything you set with these drop downs. But additionally, it will only include listings within the box that you drew. You can also draw multiple boxes, and you can even use the circle tool, and you can create radius searches on here as well. So here's my little radius bubble. There we go. Move that thing over. So now it'll include only areas within these two map sections that I've highlighted. Once I have those selected, again, I just click the heart to save the search, choose the frequency, go ahead and click on it there. Choose the frequency like I did with the other search, click Save, and then it will send them notifications for this search as well. Alrighty, so that is pretty much all there is to it to save searches. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, comments, any topic ideas for new videos, anything you want us to elaborate on at all, feel free to comment on any of our videos, send an email into support@deltagroup.com, or give us a call. So, thank you very much, and I will see you next week.